All right, here we are, City Park hole 9. Another new hole for you guys from the third tee box that you might not be used to. And what I'm going to, try to do more times than not is try to get it up into that right fairway. But you also might want to stay, fairly aggressive with the way that you go about driving it, because if it rolls into the rough, you want to make sure, you kind of leave yourself at least, a 40 or 50% chance that you can still get to the green. So you might want to, definitely, instead of trying to lay off this drive here, you can see my opponent, Katana, very soft way to drive this. I'm going to recommend that you kind of stay away from doing it like this for the reasons that I'm mentioning. You can see almost hit the sand there, but it does roll out into the fairway. And as I mentioned, if you do miss the fairway this short up, you give yourself kind of a 1 out. You're going to need a straight tailwind pointed at the hole to get it to the green there. So you do want to probably go just a wee bit more aggressive. And here you can see I'm using right around 2 topspin or so. So in terms of land, I'm going to kind of try to land here. Let's go 12.6. Maybe about plus 10%. I'm going to try to do a little bit of power, kind of 11 rings for me. And you can see where I'm using as my reference point. And I'm just going to kind of stack those rings on top of that. As I mentioned, very close to max is the way that I'm going to go about doing this. And what I, highly recommend, it looks like I still clipped that rough. I was trying to get over it. Probably should have went maybe another ring, but you can see that, still able to get it out into the fairway here. You do want to, kind of keep off the top spin if at all possible. Also keep in mind that, your spin's going to have to fluctuate. Let's just say, for instance, I can't land it as far as I just did. That means I'm going to need to do more top spin, and vice versa. If I get a mega tailwind, I might want to use just straight side spin. Or, one on my spin. And here you can see, this is kind of a, definite clear indicator as to one of the reasons you may not want to, play with katanas, especially with a little unfortunate break. You'll see that we're both kind of a little bit shorter on our tee shot, and it's going to make this hole quite tougher. Had I hit that second hop in the fairway like I was trying to do, and you could see that I was trying to angle it, I'd get myself up here much better to give myself a better run for this eagle. Because I am going to be back a little bit, and it looks like I might not be able to even quite land it where I want to. Now, what I'm going to recommend that you guys do, if you ever get to this situation, would be to, try to curl it over this bunker if at all possible. So you can see with what I'm doing with my power. I'm just trying to, predict how it's going to land. So maybe somewhere right around 3 with my top spin. And I'm going to go landscape, try to get as much, if you can't do landscape, just kind of do what you can. But you can see with the approach that I'm doing, it's just a little bit more aggressive. And I'm trying to also land very close to that rough edge and skip it over. And you can see that I can still get it, especially if I get it to scoot on that rough like I was doing. So you can see what I was doing with my spin. I knew with the extra curl and the extra, you could see that it looked like it might go into the sand, for instance. But I knew with that extra curl and the overpower that it's going to kind of roll out a little bit harder than what you see on your ball guide. So that's one of the reasons that you saw me kind of intentionally putting it into the bunker. But here you can see, kind of luck of the draw. My opponent was able to get kind of straight downwind here. So it pretty much just comes down to hitting perfect ball out of this scenario. And if you do, there's probably, a 90% chance that you'll roll this out into the cup anyway. And there's a great ball. Let's see how this rolls out. Looks like a great ball was better than the perfect ball was going to be. So, there you can see, it's going to vary. You can go over towards the left there and kind of get in a lucky situation, but it might just be a little bit better to press your luck a little bit and try to go a little bit more aggressive. As you can see that, I went straight for the hole. And if it doesn't, come out of the, if it doesn't turn out, at least I'm kind of a little bit closer towards the hole and either in the sand or the rough. But I'm going to split these up and I'll catch you guys on the shootout.